Well, all right, second week of February, and you know what that means. It's time for Game On Con. I am here on Wednesday night, so my first day at the con, although I was here setting up last night because I'll show you what I am running this week. I'm running one game the whole weekend as a sort of tutorial, I guess we'll call it. I'm doing some other stuff as well, but smaller. But I figured I would start off by doing a quick tour here on Wednesday night, showing that people are playing. There's already a lot of activity happening tonight, a lot of naval games on the table, and it's split between two levels already this year. So it's looking like Friday and Saturday are going to be big days for the convention. As you can see, we are in the hotel here. I don't stay here because it's down the street from my house, which is very convenient, but they got a nice bar and restaurant here, and a very welcoming fire. So good place to have a beer when you're recharging between games. With that, let's take a look at what's going on right now. So starting downstairs here, Game On 2023. Just one game in this room down here. Dien Bien Phu.
Hit. You have to roll. Yeah.
Please go to the box. And now, time to ask for reinforcement. 4, prepare, we shall look into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now the tie.
This is a King Kanger game about the French-Vietnam conflict.
Okay.
It appears very dramatic right now.
Yeah, but it's only one.
Yep.
What turn are you guys on?
8.
Of
So almost middle game.
middle, halfway? Nice.
Yeah.
Here's the rules. Heard very good things about Dien Bien Phu Final Gamble. My friend there is playing it. Looks like he's playing the French, and he's been very excited to play it. All right, let's go upstairs and see what we got rocking in the main room. Game On 2023. Here it is. You might remember this. It's the same venue as last year. As you can see, Wednesday night already popping. Here's some of the door prizes we got. Looks like VUCA sent a lot of games over. Looks like GMT sent a lot of games over. As you might remember from last year, we got this epic pimped out version of War of the Ring Collector's Edition. That's a tradition between them. Got some Star Wars Rebellion setting up over here. A lot of fun breezy stuff happening tonight. This is what I am running this weekend. This is OCS Tunisia 2. I decided that I was going to do a drop-in, drop-out at your leisure. Come learn OCS, play OCS for however long you want, for the entirety of the convention, basically. And I just got here, so obviously we haven't started, but the game is set up. Most of the early game is going to be taking place on the north map. You can see the Allies in position there, the Germans over near Tunis. And we're just going to play and see how far we get. I might be soloing a lot of this, and I might be stepping away for small games if no one's here to check it out, but I do know some people are going to come learn OCS at least a little bit, push some counters around. What I really like about this one for learning OCS is, as you can see, very low counter density to start. It also layers in the rules pretty nicely from the beginning, so there's not a lot of artillery on the board, there's very few aircraft, and you get sort of a chance to build upon your knowledge base as you play slowly, which is nice. Reinforcements for the first 5 or so turns. Not a ton as well. As you can see, there's not many units coming in, so it's going to be a pretty small scale game, at least in the opening stages, and especially with the weather. You get a lot of mud turns in this game where nothing can really happen, so it should move pretty quickly and get people's feet wet. So I'll be teaching this all weekend, and if you're coming to Game On and you want to get a chance to come and play this, spend a couple minutes or half a day or whatever you want. There's no commitment required. Just come in, push some counters around, learn some rules. So that's that. We got Pacific War happening over here.
So that's I'm gonna bring them out.
Coral Sea action happening. Here we got the maps for Wellington's first victories, I believe the game is called. Yeah.
Terry Doherty's.
Yep.
Yet another designer who's part of Metro South.
That's right, local designer. This is the one that was on Kickstarter for Lock and Load, the Napoleonics Tactical Series. I backed it. Very excited for it. He had it here last year. I didn't get a chance to play it. Here you can see one of the player aids about unit types. Looks like a really nice system. This is going to be battles in Spain during the Peninsular War, featuring Wellington, and the maps are gorgeous. Love the look of them. Great War Commander, World War I Combat Commander here. Love this game.
Mr. Byzantium, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. How's your game coming?
Good. It's on P500 now.
Good.
So
Put in for it, Mr. Byzantium.
awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I brought it. I brought the prototype again this year. So
Good.
yeah.
I'll fire
You
on
play
that.
this?
I own it. Yeah, it's really. I haven't played it as much as I want to, but I love it. I think it's.
so great.
It is.
Okay, what did you do, Seth?
Okay, I'm activating these guys. I'm going to fire on him. So my
Oh,
kid
you
gun
son of a gun.
10 plus the other 2 units makes 12.
Wait, hold it.
World War I combat
Contact
commander. We got Atlantic Chase over here. Classic. There's a long convoy from North America, it looks like there. Some stuff happening here. They're playing some random stuff I didn't get a chance to check out. Panzer's Last Stand game happening. You may have seen Steve Dolges doing some updates today from this game, but this and the fighting around the Danube in World War II. They're going to be going at it for a long time. As you can see, this one far denser than Ericor. We've got to, oh yes, love this game. Brotherhood and Unity, the 3-player CDG about the Bosnian War in the mid-90s. Who's playing Serbia? You're doing pretty well for yourself over there.
Well, it's over now. We just, I took this area, and he just takes it back.
It's the end of the game.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Just
it's like
finishing
when
up.
you have, like, we've been having rolls to where you have 5 or 6 to 1, and we roll a 0. And they're in the city, so it's -4. So it's like, even if you roll a 5, you're screwed.
Yeah, you
You
got to
have
use
to roll high.
and use those card bonuses if you're gonna.
Right, and I used my card bonus because I couldn't win any other way, and so I was iced out of the last round.
Bummer. Who were you
But
playing? You're
I
playing
was Bosnian. So-
Bosniak.
That was good. I like it.
Who won?
The Croats.
The Croats won. I have yet to see that in one of my plays. Nice.
And then they went to the
Looks like some lock and load. This was playing last night. Some Storming the Gap, yeah. A giant map of Storming the Gap. What's that?
Blood and Fury.
Blood and Fury.
The second game of the series.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, this is it was very large and very dense when I was looking at it last night. There were a lot of counters on the map.
Yeah, well, that's as big as the scenarios get.
Really? It was epic. It looked really epic. Very cool.
Operation Red Gauntlet expansion.
Nice. Are you guys done? You just wrapped up?
Yeah, we've been just throwing some random counters and fighting each other.
Oh, fun. Low stakes.
Yeah.
Cool. Over here, we got Time for Trumpets. They were here last year playing, and it looks like they're here playing again. Maybe one of the smaller scenarios, or they're setting up currently. This one's a big one. This is Battle of the Bulge at the battalion level. A lot of units. Axis Empire's Totaler Krieg, another game of this happening this year. A game that I've always wanted to play. Yeah, I agree. This is the combined East-West, right? You got Pacific and yeah, very cool. Very cool. So much of this game is about the cards. So many cards. It's a strategic World War II level global game. Looks awesome. It's from Decision. Setting up some John Company. Oh yeah. One of my favorite games that has come out recently.
It's pretty cool.
So good. Always a good time.
New round.
Check your head size.
4, yeah.
What game is this?
Endeavor Age of Sail.
Oh, nice. I played this at Gen Con a couple of years ago. Very cool. Endeavor Age of Sail. And then we got a game of Liberty or Death happening over here. We just had some battles in the Caribbean between the French and the British.
You can command me, right?
A coin game that I need to play more of. It's probably my least played coin game, but it's beautiful. Here's the swap meet table. You can see all of the stuff happening over here. People, it's interesting. Someone is selling their entire Battles of the American Revolution set, which is for $100, a great value. So if you're at this convention, look at the tri-pack plus all the other ones that have come out, are pretty amazing. Some other folks selling, this is Cursed Civil War is Musket and Pike, and then some other board games. I actually just bought, for a steal, I just bought Panzer Battles for $10, which is an amazing price. This is Standard Combat Series. This is winter of 1940. This is right before the relief attempt of Stalingrad. It looks like. I forget what year it is. It's a 2-map game, but it's pretty low counter density. It's SCS, so it's going to be pretty Pretty simple to play, pretty quick to play. I love the snow treatment on the map, so it's all white because it takes place in winter, and it's basically, 11th Panzer about the Soviet counterattack. So excited to own this for $10, and it's unpunched, so this is great. Gonna go in my SCS library. Bought that. Good deals to be had. They got Fire on the Mountain. It's a Legion's war game. Someone's selling Gallipoli here. Jeff, the designer of Gallipoli, is here at the convention. Got some magazine stuff. This is from Revolution, Battle of Hastings, tactical game. Some 18XX stuff as well, 1862, which I don't know much. So I own 1846, but I have not yet played it. And 1862 is supposedly sort of the next place that you would go in the 18XX genre. Maybe thinking about picking that up because it's only $20. So people selling good stuff. Got some great Battles of History. There's another 18XX. There's a bunch of 18XX games for sale actually. Here's Railways of Iberia, 1858. There's also 1861, Railways of the Russian Empire, which I hear is a really great game. Got some magazine stuff. Piles of old stuff. La Bataille. There's a lot of La Bataille in this pile. We got Korea OCS first edition. And then I also saw Tunisia first edition right here. So that's the game I'm teaching, second edition, obviously. Escape room in a box. Some stuff is actually available for free, which is cool. Ad Astra sealed. That's an old game that I've always been curious about playing. What else is over here? Yeah, so it's not just war games. Here's some more old La Bataille stuff, which is cool. So yeah, this is where we are on Wednesday night. I'm looking forward to doing some gaming tonight and hopefully getting some OCS in. All right, well, we just did a demo game of SELJUK Byzantium Besieged here at Game On. I started it off with two players who had never played Levian Campaign or this game against each other, and we had a really good session. We played through the entirety of 1068. I took over the autumn turn because one of the guys had to go. But this is where we ended, and I'm just going to leave it set up like this, and hopefully some folks will pick it up tomorrow. Romans put a strategic objective marker down here on Monbij. It's worth an extra VP if they manage to take it. Ibn Khan still in the game after the first year. This doesn't need to be there. We, did some ravaging here. It's been pretty quiet down in the Antioch sector of the map. A lot of the action was up in here. The Turks actually knocked off Theodosiopolis and ruined Keltzine. Big army under Alp Arslan and Afshin Bey and Savtegan came out of Ani. Marched down here, laid siege to Theodosiopolis, ended up storming it and taking it, did the same to Keltzine. At this point, only the Roman emperor and his army was still around, and he couldn't contest an army of that size. But the Romans did manage to counterattack, so Nikephoros Varianios, his lieutenant, and the Norman mercenary Robert Crepin worked together to conquer what is today Diyarbakir. Actually, in the final name of this particular location in the game is going to be Amid, which is how it was known. Amida, if you were Greek speaking. And so they managed to conquer this together and take it for 2 victory points. And then at the very end, Nikephoros ravaged Myafarikin here. So both of the Kurdish Marwanid locations come under Roman threat. And the victory points, although I will say the Turks did manage to score a bunch of loot on that first turn, which is pretty devastating for the Roman cause. There wasn't a lot of battling. There was one battle that the Romans won here in Melitene, knocked out Arsigi from the game for a while. You can see his cylinder is there. But unfortunately, all the Turkish lords with loot did not get stopped. It was not contested, and so unfortunately they were able to get it home pretty effectively, ravaging the center of the borderlands here. So we're going into 1069. With a couple of lords needing to be paid. Score right now 7.5 to 4.5. That will change as Ravage comes off the board. It will tighten up a little bit. But a lot of Turkic lords are going to be available for muster. And the Romans need to make sure that they don't lose the bulk of their army. They've got a fairly developed force of lords and units. So it's going to be important to do some taxing. 1069 should start pretty slow, but as we get towards the autumn, we'll start to see how they can, run the Turks off. And the Turks are going to have a hard time as well because they need to get 13 spaces affected by Ravage, Ruin, or Conquer before the year is over, and you can see they've gotten most of the low-hanging fruit here in 1068. So should be pretty fun, interesting. I'll check in if we get another game going tomorrow and see where we end up, but it'd be awesome if we can get various demos, take the game all the way through 1071.